In fact, isn't that what you told me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something about
he's
this guy's too good for us.
yeah, he's
I invite Strebik to the 1 year anniversary of the podcast, and he flakes on me.
I
To
think
what?
you've
To build a future, to get paid more money. That's fucking unacceptable.
to be fair, he probably didn't even see the message yet. Yeah, I bet you I don't know if you've snapped him or sent him other kind of messages, but he might I don't know if he even sees anything from that messenger.
Well, I've been snapping him dick pics all day.
Oh yeah.
He,
Oh,
he's seen a part of me one way or another.
Jesus Murphy.
Let's go. Welcome everybody back to Not Rich Just Bored, episode number 51. We are back. I was gone for a couple weeks. Last week week before I was in Mexico, and then next week I said I was going to be on, but I was just honestly too fucking tired.
Yeah.
So this week I'm back in the swing of things, and it is our 1 year anniversary. It was we're recording this on the 7th. It'll be up on the 8th of December, but the 1 year was actually on the 2nd.
Yeah.
If you look in the old videos there,
Sir.
the pilot episode came out on the 2nd last year. It's crazy. I can't believe a year's been gone already.
Oh, I know.
Technically over a year. It feels like I just started this thing yesterday.
Hey man, like typically means it's been a good year.
Yeah, that's true. And I think I was looking through all the thumbnails too, and like I'm looking at like kind of because the thumbnails are kind of like what the topics were in a way, and like I'm like, oh yeah, like the new Batman movie came out like 8 months ago. The fucking
Yeah.
Elden Ring came out like 8 months ago. Uh, all the shit with like the trucker convoy and the metaverse happened, and it's fucking crazy like how much like that
Yeah.
Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing was huge 6 months ago, dude.
Oh yeah.
Now it's like nobody even fucking remembers that. That's how
Nope.
fast like the world moves.
Yeah. That's the irony behind it too, right? Is that people like it's just like you think that it just affects their life in some way, but yeah, just give it a few months and it was like it didn't even fucking happen.
Yeah, like
People will make people
it
will make issues over the smallest things.
it's hot shit for like a little, a flash in the pan. But literally, when that was happening 6 months ago, like the Johnny Depp thing, that was all anybody was talking about. The world was going crazy, and
Yeah.
like it was memes, it was everything. All media was consumed by that, and now it's like I actually forgot about it till I looked back at the thumbnails. I'm like, oh fuck, that was this year. I remember that. And the funny thing is, like, I think it was 2 months after. I can't remember if it was Stars. It was one of those stupid networks, but they actually made like a fucking dramatization of the court case of like they made a show about it, and
Oh
I'm like,
God.
fuck you guys will do anything for money, won't you? Ugh. But
Yeah.
it's been a crazy year. It's just I've been, I've had a couple of messages while I was away on vacation stuff, and people were being like, you didn't upload, you missed a week, and I'm like, I said I was missing a week, and then they're like, no, but it's been two. I'm like, I know I missed 2 weeks. I so there's a couple of people watching, which is nice, but I was like, I'm sorry, I promise episode 51 will be out this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Oh,
promise, I promise. But it's crazy. I don't. Do you have any like special memories of like topics or anything that you remember over the year, or anything that like stuck out to you?
uh, I feel like
Talking
my
about Resident
memory
Evil.
again. Yeah, my memory, of course, is not great whatsoever. But I think just in general, this has been again, I think a pretty great year.
Yeah, it honestly hasn't been too bad of a year, as I mean, economically speaking, it's been the worst year ever. Like
Yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
far as
True
far as
enough.
how the world's going, but as far as like the podcast is going, it's only gotten better. Everything's gotten more cohesive, and I've gotten faster at doing everything and getting the thumbnails out, and I have kind of a format for that, and I also have like a format for uploading, and it's kind of everything's kind of coming together a little bit. And one of my favorite memories was actually like um the few guests that I actually had. I didn't expect that I would actually get guests in the first year, but I managed to get a few people that are, like obviously Kyle was on. He's a friend, so obviously I knew he'd be down, and
Yep.
Ashley and Ashley and Kelsey, the Finger Babes,
Yep.
they're fun to talk to, and they're friends as well. But and I consider Dano a friend, but still he's a streamer. He's got a good following, and it was just cool that he wanted to take out time to do it because it's definitely not a big podcast, but I think I think it's fun just networking with people
Oh,
and
100%.
and I'm like it's like take a penny, leave a penny, take a penny. It's
Yep.
like
Well,
if he has a podcast, I'll do his podcast. And I told anybody, I'm like, if you guys invite me, I'm like, fuck, I'm down to do whatever, like you know. So, but like, so I wasn't sure how he would react or some of the other people, but yeah, no, they were like, yeah, let's do it, fucking a. And
yep.
there's a few other people I wanna. That's one of my goals this year is to kind of invite some more people, and I definitely want to get on some smaller speedrunners and stuff because
That'd be cool.
I think they'd be fun to talk to, especially for me because I'm huge in that community. Like I love that shit, so I would have a lot to talk about with them. And like the one guy I want to get on is Speedy Deep. I was gonna message him like last week, but I'm with the Mexico thing and then Christmas. I'm like, just wait till January because
Hmm.
it's too
Hmm.
fucking hectic to set up anything during Christmas, and December is always a huge month. It's always busy and you know
Yeah.
getting your dick sucked every day. You know what I mean? But it's
Yeah. December's a crazy month.
yeah, it really is. And but it was yeah, I think that was one of my biggest memories of the podcast was yeah having some cool people on and kind of getting more into the swing of things. It's funny like if you look at those first episodes, we were kind of awkward in a way, right? And like getting our
Oh yeah.
getting our sea legs, and
Yep.
and it's kind of evolved since then,
Yeah.
and it's more yeah, like I said, more formatted and more everything's kind of more structured, but getting better. And I'm looking forward to see what the next 50 episodes will do. What's gonna be like in December, 2023. It'll only
Yep.
get better and better. And
Yeah.
I was telling Justin about how I want to add more, like starting in January as well. I want to add more content to the channel with with maybe some gaming stuff and the board game stuff and all that stuff that's on the back burner. So
Hmm. Hmm.
it'll be interesting. I still have to edit the fucking Phasmophobia video I did.
Yeah. The Phasmophobia. There's also
Yeah.
the other video there that we did.
Yes. Yes. I told people on here about that. This the toe of
Okay.
Satan. I have that.
Yeah.
I had that on here. And I was watching that. I was like, this is gonna take time to edit because there's gonna be so many fucking zoom ins and shit like that I want to do. Like there's one scene at the beginning where Kyle like literally goes to kiss Dylan's ear, and Dylan like is just looking forward, and then Kyle's like to his ear, and then and then
Jesus.
and then like Dylan doesn't even skip a beat. And he just like looks over at him like awkwardly. And I'm like that would be a perfect like zoom in moment because they look so funny. I'm like what the fuck, but
God.
yeah. And then of course the big payoff. The big payoff part that's gonna be probably the funniest part ever.
Yeah.
That's thumbnail material right there.
Yeah, 100%. The
uh,
um the one thing I would like to try to pull off next year, don't know when, but I'm gonna try anyways, is I wanna get a better editing software and try to buckle down and try to do some editing. The
yeah,
program that I have right now is just so it's so like I know like editing just in general is a hard thing to do.
it's
Um
time consuming
it's time consuming.
and tedious.
Um I think the other thing too is you need a good platform for editing. Like I have like an old version of Sony Vegas,
Yeah.
and it literally looks like a program from Windows 1997. Like it's that off gray, like it looks like it's a 50-year-old program. Like
So it's
I'm
good.
exaggerating. It's just I hate looking at it, man. Like y- do something, make it look modern to get my interests and stuff like that. Like it just there's nothing nice or clean about it. Just looks like an ugly, an ugly program.
There's not
So
even naked women on it. Like what the fuck?
nothing. But the and then like I again to this day, and we talk about it here and there. I get so frustrated with how Adobe likes to fucking rent. I it's more like renting out their program,
Yep.
subscription based program.
Yep.
Just why can't you just like have a one time fee?
Yeah. Just do it.
Yeah,
And even if it's like 100 to 200 bucks, like if like that, obviously that's insane still, but like fucking if it's a really premium program, people will pay 200 bucks for it. But as soon as you add a subscription fee to it, fucking forget about it. People
but
are they don't want it.
think of, think about this though, dude. Like the amount of stuff that's out there for us to subscription base. Dude, like Adobe has like 12 programs and they charge almost $30 a month for each program.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
It's not even
uh,
manageable.
yeah, it's so stupid. But of course, the issue with it is that like again, like smaller, I guess maybe smaller streamers or hobbyists, or I can't say what.
Yeah.
Anyways, the people that would just kind of have fun, try it out. You know what I mean? But like, don't want to. They don't. How do I fucking put this? The people that have become successful has made so much money they could give two shits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
So like
exactly. That's
Adobe's
the
like,
thing.
oh, okay, I'll just charge an arm and a leg for it because the people that are actually buying it from us make fucking fuck you money, so whatever.
Yeah.
But the people that want, like, yeah, it's like if you want to get into it, you gotta pay us an arm and a leg.
Yeah, it's like 35 bucks may not seem like a lot to, fucking Markiplier or fucking PewDiePie, but when you're a small guy that's not even getting paid, you
Yeah,
like 36 bucks that's enough. It's enough.
yeah,
And you gotta like make sure if you're a casual guy that just enjoys tinkering too, it's not worth it, you know?
yeah,
If your guy just likes to fuck around and edit videos once in a while, you know, 36 bucks a month for something to use twice a month is not a very good deal, you
yeah,
know? And the thing is, people are
yeah,
getting nickled and dimed everywhere, you know? $16 Amazon Prime, fucking $17 Netflix, your
yeah,
Disney Plus, Hulu, your Adobe, it
yeah.
all adds up.
Oh, yeah,
So it's like I don't know. I I wish they would just do a one-time fee for Premiere Pro because it is good. I will say I've used it. I used to be subscribed to them, and like Premiere Pro is sick as fuck. It's great.
yeah.
You could do keyframe animation so easily and cleanly. You could
That's
do
what I
like
mean, man. Is
yeah
that cleanness and that easy steps and stuff. Like the
yeah
money that they charge, man, like I can't see I don't know. There's a part of me that I can't really see this editing Adobe being like a multi-$100 million company, you know what I mean? Or like not that, but
no
like program. Like the amount of people that probably own the program, right? Get paying that $30 a month. Adobe's to me, that sounds like Adobe's just sitting there in a fucking giant swimming pool, swimming in its money.
Yeah, and I think that's why they're doing the subscription base these days, is because YouTube has become so mainstream that there's literally millions of people that need editing software every month, all the time, and they're all good to go. They got money to pay for it, so that I think that's why they went to that. Honestly, is because they wanted to, they're just like they're making so much money over over all the big YouTubers, they could give a fuck about people just getting into the business or hobbyists or anything like that. So
Yeah.
I think that's what it comes down to. It
Yeah.
anything and everything relates to money.
Oh, 100%.
Whereas
Yeah.
those YouTubers, if they just charged them $200 one time, they would not make nearly as much money. But again,
Oh, yeah.
it's frustrating though for when you're just starting out because you know
Hmm.
because if I was even making $5,000 a month on YouTube, I could justify you know the Adobe
Yeah.
shit, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like when you're just like when you're struggling to fucking live as it is, and a jug of milk is like $8 almost, you know,
Yeah.
you're like okay, maybe I shouldn't,
Hmm.
especially because I'm not getting paid for any of that effort, and I'm not getting, like there might be months where you don't use it,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
right now with my podcast on YouTube. I use Adobe every week, but I just use Premiere Elements because I don't need anything crazy fancy for the YouTube. It's not like
Mhm.
for the podcast, but when I start doing more complex videos and stuff on other things, I might want to do more things with, Premiere Pro. So, and maybe I'll subscribe at some time, or I don't pirate anything, so
Yeah.
legally speaking, talking to my lawyer here,
Yeah.
right?
The
I don't do that.
yeah.
I'm
Um
Mr.
it,
Krabs, and I can approve this message. I like money. But yeah,
the yeah, because like there's been times where like I thought it'd be kind of neat for like our Twitch channels and stuff like that. It'd be cool to like make intros, like animated intros and stuff like that.
yep.
But
Yeah, make
again,
your own shit.
that yeah, but that falls under Adobe After Effects if I remember correctly, and that's like 30 or $40 a month.
Yeah. And again, it doesn't have to fall under After Effects, but that's how you get the most professional looking shit. Like,
Yeah.
you can whip up a keyframe intro in just Premiere Pro or whatever, but like, yeah, After Effects is where you get all the crazy shit and the lighting and the shadows and shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it is but I think it's also about being kind of more humble and just doing the work. And then when you build up your channel and when people you start to get traction, and then you can get that higher level content by investing more money in the channel, by investing more into your editing stuff. Cuz like I guarantee any starting YouTuber that's not making shit, they're not subscribed to Premiere Pro and After Effects and Photoshop and unless they're making a lot of crazy money going into it, where they could afford like a 200 a month Adobe bill. I remember I cringed at like 35, $32 a month Canadian I had to pay for just Pro alone because it's like 25 American. So, you know,
Oh yeah, yeah.
that's another thing too. If you're in Canada, you get fucked. I also,
Yep.
I also learned from my buddy Jaime that I work with that fucking $1 American is worth 50 pesos in Philippines. I'm like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, man. I hear yeah, the money's unreal there.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. I'm like, how
and
much is Burger King? Like, how much is Burger King for me to go out? And he's like 20 pesos. And I'm like, that's like that's like half a dollar.
yeah, man.
and
That's
he's like, yeah. And I'm like, that's for a combo. He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm moving.
oh yeah, dude. That's usually what some people do is like when they get to a point where they're close to paying off their mortgage or something. Some of those guys they just like sell everything and
Yeah,
then they just move to the Philippines and then like an old coworker that I used to work with, he jokes and he's like, "Man, you just do this, this, and this." and you could move to the Philippines and never work on the rest of the day in your life. You
Yeah.
could have a maid fucking staying at your fucking place. You could have a huge place. You'd be living like a king.
Oh yeah, easily. And
Yep.
I've heard of guys doing that too. Yeah, it's just crazy to think about how much there's a difference in currency there. Like it's
Right?
like 20,000 Canadian even. You can live really well there.
Yeah.
So it's nuts when you think about it. But I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know if I'd want to live there though.
Yeah.
I
No, I think maybe that's like a retirement place, maybe.
Yeah, but even then, I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm not like a tropical guy. I like to, it's nice to visit. It's cool, but it's like I don't know if I could handle that all the time. I'm like
Yeah.
I like a nice plus 10, plus 15 with a breeze. But
Yeah.
I will say when I was down in Mexico, I did not feel the heat. Like obviously I felt it, but it didn't, you know, when it's plus 25 and you're working in Canada, you're like you're sweating your
Oh,
sack
yeah.
off and you're like this fucking sucks. But like up there, I don't think I even sweat. I didn't even think
Yeah. No,
I sweated
it's
really.
it's a different kind of heat, and then on top of it, it's your body's so used to another thing too, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing. And again, that's why most people try to go during either that time that you went or
Yeah, around
in March, February, January in those areas.
yeah, cuz I'll bet their summer is fucking hot.
I think so. I guess me and Dad back in 2013, we went in August, but it wasn't too bad. I don't remember
Yeah.
it being
Well,
horrible at all.
I can't see it getting much hotter. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it might be the difference between plus 20 and plus 25 or plus 30 some days, which would be fucking
Yeah.
hot, but
But
not.
like it's crazy though, because like you go to Arizona, for example, you don't want to go to Arizona in the summertime.
No, that's very
Dad,
very.
Dad was saying like when he was there, they were sitting in a shaded area, and in the shaded area it was 45 degrees.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like beyond hot.
that's a very dry desert, hey.
Yeah,
Arizona's a very dry desert, almost a wasteland in a lot of
yeah.
ways.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And yet they still have a skating rink in Phoenix. What the fuck?
Dude, there's actually one spot actually in Arizona that it's like has kind of like the elevation is really high, and no joke, it actually the temperature change, it goes from like, yeah, blazing hot to like actually snow falling on the ground.
Oh,
And
like on a mountain cap or something.
yeah, and there's like a 30-minute difference. 30 minutes of driving from top one way to the other way changes the whole temperature.
You're like, I'm too hot. I'm gonna go uphill a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I wish I could remember where that was exactly, but it blew my mind because it's just like we're in Arizona and there's snow on the.
Wait
And
a
Dad had
minute.
the rented a Jeep Wrangler at the time, and I remember it was just like, holy crap, why is there snow on the front window? And then yeah, we're making our way down, and then everything's melting, and it's all of a sudden it's like by the time we're back in Phoenix, we're putting the AC back on.
Nice try though, Ryan. I know it. I know what you're doing.
What's that?
That was just a joke. You actually just drove into the hockey rink to watch the Phoenix Coyotes.
Oh
You're like,
yeah,
it was hot outside and now it's ice in here. What a
yeah.
weird elevation.
We did go see a
Nice
hockey game.
try.
We did see one. Their rink is actually pretty nice too.
How much do you think they pay for fucking like air conditioning in there to fucking
Oh
to
god.
keep that ice? Like,
Yeah.
because it's gotta be like, you know, it's
Oh
gotta be
yeah.
fucking hot outside, and to keep that place actually frozen probably takes
True.
a lot of coolers and shit. So
Yeah, I would seriously be kind of interested to hear
I got my
what it'd
NMAX
be.
bill. It was $8 million.
Yeah. Because like at that time too, I guess when would that be? That would be around 2011. Because that was when actually the currency, American currency, was the same as Canadian.
Oh yeah,
At one
yeah.
for a split little while, um, Canadian dollar actually did a little bit better than the U.S. currency. Not by a whole much, but that was good times. That was
Amazing
great
when the
times.
conservatives were in.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
yeah, they I was gonna say like where we were in Mexico, the Cabo, that's actually a desert area too. So
oh yeah,
it's more of a dry heat as well, but it's like I thought it was really nice. Like I don't like humidity either. Like when I'd visit my family in like Ontario, way out east,
yeah,
like holy fuck, Kingsville. There's days where it'd
yeah.
be so humid, like you couldn't breathe outside.
Oh
Like, it's
gosh.
no wonder my fucking auntie owned a crocodile. I'm like, because the crocodile thinks it lives in a jungle.
Yeah.
But then it kind of ate the neighbor's cat, and they had to get rid of it. And I remember, and I remember my auntie being so sad. She's like, this is bullshit. She's like, they're getting rid of our croc. I'm like, well, maybe it's because you got a fucking dinosaur living in your pool.
Yeah.
She's like, well, it's just a little caiman. I'm like, oh, he's little now, but he'll get big,
Yeah.
and he'll get nasty, and he's gonna fucking eat you and your whole family.
Yeah.
That was the stupidest thing ever. I held him. He was so cute. He was nice. He was a nice little guy. But he
Yeah.
still, you put a hot dog in his mouth, he'd fucking take it right off. And if he's hungry enough, I'm sure that hot dog could have been your finger.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
But they also had
Uh,
piranhas too, like crazy
oh
fuck.
god.
And
Jeez.
we'd like feed them, be like it's feeding time, and they get the raw hot. They got raw hot dogs, and they just stick the raw hot dogs, and these fucking crazy fucking carnivorous fish are just like.
All I can think of is every time I think of piranha, I always think of the first. I think it's the first or second Austin Powers movie. Might be
Where,
the first. I think it's the first. No, is it
yeah,
the first where
I,
the guy gets his head, like eats his head?
yeah, I think so. I can't remember actually, but I think it was the first one.
Ah,
Yeah,
I think it's the first
that's not a way to get ahead in life.
one. Yeah. Austin, the what is it? The floss. I get it. I have bad teeth. No, use it as a rope. Oh,
Yeah, fuck are those movies great.
oh man, I love them. Oh,
but
so good, so
the
good.
but like yeah, the bottom line is don't have carnivorous fucking animals living in your house,
Yeah,
and then wonder why your neighbor gets upset. Oh, where did Mittens go? He was just climbing the tree. He fell into your yard. Where is he? I'm sure he's okay. Oh, you've got a dinosaur living back there. Sweet. And it was pretty big by that time too.
yeah.
I wasn't around at that time, but that fucking croc was big. Like would you have one in your backyard
No,
or your house? Like a crocodile?
no, no interest of having a crocodile.
Like I fucking you watch those videos online of like them snapping like a gazelle's leg in half and then rolling it like a sandwich. Like no, that's not how I want to go. I watched Lake Placid once, never again. I'm done with that
Yeah,
shit.
that's always like like, and I trust the guy when he talks about it, but that's like when people like have like wolves
Yeah.
as like like I guess they're at a zoo or something like that. But he's like, this is a wolf, and as you can see, it growls, but it trusts. Like I have a trust with it, but it's not a domesticated animal. It's like, yeah, and while he's saying this, he's petting it, but the wolf, not dog, the wolf is literally just growling. It's like, fuck, man. You say one thing off, man, and he's gonna tear your fucking head off your shoulders.
Yeah, well, exactly. The fucking it's a wild animal, and like that's the same with like you know the tigers and like who was that fucking group that had the tigers? God damn it!
Like the Tiger King?
No, not that idiot, but he's stupid too. Uh, let me look it up. I know it is. What is his name? What is his name? You fucking bastard. Siegfried and Roy. That's their fucking name. Those guys. Even they got fucking attacked by their one tiger. I'm pretty sure it was Siegfried and Roy. But like they performed with the tiger for like fucking 20 years, whatever it was, 15 years. And also one day, no, tiger just had enough and it fucking bit one of them. And it's like, yeah, that's because it's a wild animal and you shouldn't be fucking, no, just don't. Wolves, bears, all that shit. And, again, they're tame to a degree because you're giving them food. But all it takes is one day you forget to feed them, or maybe you feed them on an off schedule, they'll fucking kill you. Because at the end of the day, they just want to eat. And
Yeah.
they don't care where they get it from. The only reason they like you is because you're bringing them food.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? We get enough wild animals with your dog going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I'm just gonna stream some games for a couple hours. Hours.
Yeah.
Background.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll make sure he's outside, but he can still hear him through the glass. And just...
It just reminds me of that old meme of remember the guy screaming with the cowboy hat in the mountains? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's exactly what it reminds me of. Him howling in the background.
Yeah. That dog, he still thinks he's young. Like, I could tell, like, man, that I think is like, again, those dogs, after a while, their limbs will get tired, get sore and stuff like that and get stiff. And, like, I don't know if this is signs of it or if he's just being an idiot when I'm not around. But, like, this morning, for example, I think, was it last morning? Or definitely this morning, I know for sure. I wake up, he gets up, he stretches, and then he jumps down, and then he's like limping away. He's limping to the door. I'm like, what did you do? You were perfectly fine last night, and then now you're walking with a limp. Like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on when I'm sleeping? Is this dog like jumping around on his front legs or something? Oh. And then you know what he does? He's limping. He limps, and then he goes out the back, into the backyard, and then where my deck is, there's the stairs, and like normal things usually take stairs, but he likes to jump down in this one area, and he's like just limping seconds ago, and then he jumps down that one area, full sprint to the very back of the yard, and then does his business, and then he runs around the yard, and I'm like, the fuck, like, what is going on? Like, you're limping 1 second, and then you're like full gallop, like, oh yeah, nothing hurts. And then he comes in, and he comes into the kitchen, and he looks at me, and then he kind of acts like he's like, I don't know if it's a game now, because like I show sympathy or something like that when he's limping, but
I don't know. He might just be fucking hurting himself.
yeah, man. Again, like when he was younger, like, and everyone knows this, but most people on this podcast, they listen, probably don't. When he was younger, he would run so fast, he would run on my fence, on the one fence, and like he had so much velocity, he'd wall run on the fence.
He's practicing for Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, freaking parkour, hardcore dog. Again, yeah. Now my fence has this like S look to it because of the amount of velocity and force he put on the fence.
He's kicking it over. He wants to say fuck you. He wants to say fuck you to the neighbor.
Yeah.
You didn't want to go halfsies on the fence. This is what you get.
Yeah. 100%.
You want to hear some funny news though?
What's that?
So, do you remember that Witcher game I used to play? That
Witcher 3?
No, not Witcher 3. Witcher 3 has a funny thing too.
Oh, are you talking the card game?
No, not Gwent.
On the phone?
The Monster Slayer.
Okay.
It was the mobile game. It was like Pokemon Go, but it was
oh yes.
Yeah, it was like Pokemon Go, but it was the Witcher, and you just killed monsters. So
yes,
like I think I talked about it a little bit on here, but about I would say it's probably been 6 months now, but it might be earlier than that. I don't know. But I quit the game because they had a horrible update, and it really sucked because I fucking love that game. but they did a
Mm.
really incredibly selfish and shitty update that basically made it pay to win. And
Oh,
they basically made it so that any monster you fought, you had to use a potion and all the shit. So you had to constantly be, not only did you have to be constantly restocking your potions, which if you don't have the ingredients all the time, then you have to go and fucking buy them in the shop. Um, you would, not only did you have to do that all the time, but it's just like even low level monsters like a Necker or a Drowner or like any of the low tier monsters that are like basically you would just fight them like da 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 da, few shots they're dead. They were like you had to use potions against them, so it ruined the
okay.
game for like everybody, and the community was very vocal about it. And I was actually okay just for some of the extra armor and stuff. I threw them a couple bucks just because I'm like, you know what? You made a great free to play game. And it's a lot like Pokemon Go, where you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay in Pokemon Go. You can technically grind for everything you need. But, some people pay a little bit because you know what? They just made such a great app that, and it's free, that you don't mind spending a couple shekels. But unfortunately, the Witcher guys, they got fucking greedy and they ended up basically ruining their game. Like the gameplay, it was like unplayable because they made it so yeah you had to fucking use resources for every damn fight, which made no sense. And yeah, basically they lost about, I would say they probably lost about 60 to 80% of their fan base on that
Oh,
update,
oh, oh,
and it was
oh, oh,
fucking
oh.
brutal. And not to mention they switched the currency, so any currency you bought, like I had bought,
Yeah.
got switched to the new currency, which was basically worthless. So all your old
Oh,
coins
God.
were worthless. So it's fucking
Jeez.
stupid. Either way, that's not what I want to talk about. Them doing that. What I want to talk about
Mhm.
is, as of yesterday, they have announced they are shutting the game down. They,
Yeah.
yeah, Spocko said in a press release, they said, "Dear Witchers, sadly we have to announce that our journey with the Witcher Monster Slayer is coming to an end. We will be shutting down the game on the 30th of June, 2023. We are proud that we were able to create a location-based AR experience that captured what it was like to be a Witcher in real life and gave the community a chance to battle Witcher world monsters up close and in person. This is what made the Witcher Monster Slayer such a unique experience. We are very thankful for sharing all of this with you. No, sharing all of this with such an amazing and passionate community from all over the world. This journey filled with guests, quests, events, and adventure would not have been possible without you. Together, we defeated over 100 million monsters worldwide. Thank you for slaying with us, Spocko." And yeah, they said it's going to be in the App Store till January, but after
Hmm.
that, it'll be shutting down in June. So this is funny to me because it's just it's kind of hilarious to see that they had such a good game. They had such an amazing game and they literally fucked it themselves. And now it's shutting down because they got greedy essentially. They got greedy and I think they could still be going strong. I would definitely still be playing. But
Yeah.
it just like, man, that's what happens with these companies. They get greedy and then they end up shutting them down. And
Yeah.
it was the same with Supercell, the guys that made Clash of Clans.
Okay.
They shut down mine and Kyle's game.
Oh, yes.
Everdale.
Yes. Yeah.
They shut down that game too because it wasn't making enough money because it was it was free to play, but because it was free to play and you didn't need to buy shit all the time, I was okay spending a little money on it. But
Hmm.
again, they got fucking too greedy and they like I don't know. It's just stupid when you get these awesome games and they could be really good and people could enjoy them, but the developers get greedy and then you get messes like the Witcher Monster Slayer. And so I thought I'd bring it up on here at least to just tell people if they didn't know that it's going. It's leaving in June. Next year it will be bye bye. So
Oh,
again, not a surprise from me because literally we had a fan page going like for people that like join up and talk about it and stuff on
Hmm.
Facebook, and it was like we had something like 6,000 members or something from around the
Okay.
world. Basically, yeah, we just talk about our best years and stuff. And yeah, when that update happened, yeah, almost all of us in that group we quit, and
Wow.
like we disbanded that whole Facebook group. There was like maybe 100 people by the end, so we just disbanded it. So it was it's just sad. It's sad when you have like really good games and really good ideas, but then like corporate greed takes over and they end up failing. So I don't know. I,
Yeah, it's funny that that game there, the one that you and your brother were playing a lot.
yeah,
I was
Everdale.
actually, yeah, there was a part of me like I was considering on possibly giving it a shot
Yeah,
because you guys were talking it so much and stuff, and I'm like, maybe I might give it a shot. And then all of a sudden, yeah, you were saying it's like
yeah,
they're shutting it down. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, well, I guess there goes that opportunity.
yeah. Well, and Everdale was just a fun game. It's literally like your own little kind of village builder, but there's also cooperative tasks with the people in your valley. So
Yep,
you had like 8 people in your valley. It was a great idea for a game. You know, it was just
yep.
like you had your own towns, but then you also had collective objectives to work on as a group. But must not have been making Supercell enough money, so they shut it down.
Yes.
And it's just like, but like yeah, it's a shame both ways. But with The Witcher, it's even more of a shame because they fucking killed themselves with an update. Like that doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's hilarious. The other
That's yeah.
the the other so yeah, that's not a surprise to me at all. But the other hilarious thing has been in my world anyway is tried to walk my brother through the apocalypse challenge on Phasmophobia.
Oh God.
Ka-
I
ka-
imagine he's been
ka-
getting frustrated or what?
oh yeah, oh yeah. But he's had some rough ghosts. He's had he fucking he could have he's gotten it a couple times where he's literally gotten to the point where he's gonna guess the ghost, and but there was one time he second guessed himself because he thought it was a polter, and
Yeah.
I'm like I didn't hear the first throw, but we set up a little poltergeist test where you stack a bunch of objects, and then when he comes to hunt, if he makes a huge mess and throws, if you hear a double throw, you know it's a poltergeist because it's the
Oh.
only ghost that could throw two objects at once, unless it's a
Oh.
twinter action, but the twinter action happens in different rooms simultaneously, so that's different. But the poltergeist is actually the only one that can throw two objects at once. And also when it's hunting, like all ghosts will throw shit while they hunt, but a poltergeist will throw things every zero point 0.5 seconds, whereas other ghosts will do every 2 seconds or so.
Oh
So,
wow.
so like if you stack up a bunch of items and they're all fucking everywhere after it's done hunting, then it's good plan that you got that. So, but I feel so bad because he had all the objectives and everything, and he just needed to guess poltergeist, but he second guessed himself and said something else. But I will say it is a hard challenge. Have you attempted it at all?
No, I haven't yet. I haven't touched it in a
It's
while.
yeah, it's definitely a hard challenge, but it's like you almost have to like you have to hope you get an obvious ghost. Like
Mhm.
I got lucky actually with a phantom, and phantom's like the best ghost to get
Yeah.
because the phantom because you have to get a ghost picture, so the phantom doesn't show up like there's no static in the ghost picture, so it's
Yeah.
really easy to know. So I got very lucky with that, and like just ghosts that you can identify by how they are.
Yeah.
And the other one Kyle got, which I was so mad he didn't smudge in time, but he ended up getting a Diogen actually, and I'm like, fuck, that would have been perfect. Because for that challenge, the Diogen is fucking perfect. Because even at 150% ghost speed, and you're at 50%, Diogen still can't get you. You can still outrun it. So, but it's perfect because you always know what it is. Because that's the ghost, if you remember that. It knows where you are all the time.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, but it's really slow. So, unfortunately, I knew it was a deal because it came right for him. Like, it started hunting and then it came right for him at his front door. But yeah,
Oh,
the nice thing is if you have a place to loop it and stuff, you could just outrun it so easily. But
yeah.
no such luck on that one. So I'm still trying to coach him. I'm really hoping he gets it because he's been grinding his ass to try to get it. But it's definitely a rough challenge because
Yeah.
the biggest rough part about it is just the 50% player speed because you have to go and throw all your items in that you need and then you have to hope the ghost is close to you. So
Damn.
I don't know. It's fun. You should try it sometime.
Yeah, I eventually will. For sure. The
Right now,
we we've been playing that
2 minutes.
inside the back rooms.
Yeah, that game's fucking terrifying. I literally like yeah I was telling like Justin and Jane and them, but I'm like I was like the amount of times I screamed. I almost want to upload like a compilation to my channel of just me getting scared in that game because
Oh,
there's so many
yeah.
times. There's so many fucking times that I got fucking spooked in that.
Dude, and like the very like again, like by the time you played too, you had me and Kyle, we were kind of experienced at that point.
Yeah.
But like the first time me and Kyle and I think Kyle, we all played like the first level, we were like 3.5 hours in, and we still hadn't had the mission done.
Oh yeah. Well, like
That first area. And
how
like,
would you know? You know what I mean? Like it's pretty
yeah.
cryptic.
Oh yeah. And like, holy crap, like oh, by then, like again, the lights break more often and stuff. So that smiley face guy, like at one point, Strem, he every corner he took, and all of a sudden that fucking thing was in his face. He died like 4 times in a row, just taking like 5 steps. It felt like
Oh Jesus.
he's just like I was just like he's pretty good. Like some guys that they don't really have much reaction. Like there's I like Kyle was starting to get some reaction because it's just like holy shit
Yeah.
like happening. Yeah, man. And then
It gets you around
that was like
corners.
yeah
It's
yeah
loud.
man
It's loud too. Like the robot guy is fucking loud.
yeah. And you know the thing is like I can almost take the robot guy doesn't really bother me too much. Like it's still terrifying when it's like the fucking yeah, everything's so loud and stuff. But that face is so jump scare set up. It just yeah, that jump and then the face too, it just terrifies me. It reminds me of Jack. Is it Jack the Killer? Remember that
Yeah,
old
yeah,
indie
yeah,
game?
yeah. Jeff's the killer.
Oh, like there's something so fucking messed up with that guy. Like how that person edited that face. It's just trauma. It's traumatizing to me. It's scary. It's fucked up. Like that's like that's like to me. Again, you know, like everyone I think at this point knows. Like I'm not a big horror. Like the Thing, I love the Thing. It's one of my all time favorite movies. And like Resident Evil are my tape. I love those. Oh God, I'm not even. But like I don't like jump scares. It's just something about it I just don't like. But there's something about like that image is. Oh God, I'm gonna bring it up. It's gonna fuck.
Are
I'm
you,
terrified.
are you bringing
Oh.
up Jeff the killer?
With that face. Okay, I thought you put a Jeff the Killer on this
No,
on
no.
the
I put the one
table.
that's actually
That's
in
still
game.
that's still pretty messed up. But you know, it has resemblance to Jeff the Killer.
Yeah, it does. It's like it's just basically a big creepy smile and then two
Yeah,
eyes.
a tamed face, which again, still that's a pretty messed up face. And when it gets you, it gets you. But like, yeah, something about like Jeff the Killer. That image is so disturbing. Oh God, it's just ugh. Can't look at it. It's messed up. Anyways,
And there's
but
I was wondering
yeah,
if they're gonna add SCP 682, I think it is. Have you ever seen that one?
I don't
It's
remember that
I
one.
was wondering if they're gonna add it to that into the back rooms. It's this one here. It's like a weird skeleton crocodile thing. It's one that's like it's that's a real image, but they made it into an SCP. I don't know what it is in real life. It's some fucking skeleton on a tree. It looks, I don't know, but it looks like a monster. But it's like,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
okay.
that thing. But they made it into an actual like SCP. It's like an alligator type thing, and it's actually a pretty creepy SCP. And
Yeah.
I think it'd be
You
a
know,
cool addition to that game.
surprisingly enough, I'm quite surprised something like that wasn't like
The sewer.
this in yeah, the sewer. Yeah, so for people who are not aware, again there's quite a few of these backroom games. The one we're specifically playing is called Inside the Backrooms. There's like Escape the Backrooms and blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
But yeah, so they just recently updated in like October, a late October, the 2.0, and they released the sewers. And yeah, I'm quite surprised that actually is not in there. They have like giant rats, I think, in it. So, yeah, giant rats and these weird eight-legged, sorry, not eight-legged, eight-armed creatures.
yeah,
It's like a no head. It's a body with a mouth, I think. I don't know. It's disturbing. Everything
yeah,
gets you.
yeah. That thing's fucking. I never got killed by those, but I remember Kyle saying me there. Kyle's like, those are the creepiest things in the game so far.
Yeah, dude.
But
So there's a bad ending that me and Strem got. And there's a part where uh you got to we went through a different section of the office area, and um there's a part where it's like a swimming pool area. You got to turn off the power, and you got to go through the swimming area, and they're in the water, but the water's so deep you can't see them, so you got to use a motion sensor to get around them, and they can sense you, so they try to come towards you.
oh
Holy
fuck.
man. And it's dark and everything, right? And you have a motion sensor. Oh, that was a terrifying terrifying part of the game.
Yeah, that. Well, like that smiley face guy was fucking creepy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the birthday guy.
Oh gosh,
What
yeah.
was he in there when you guys played?
So the funny thing is, um, he technically was, but we never did the puzzle. We never did that. To that puzzle, you have to do it to get the good ending or to go into the sewers.
Oh, I see.
So we did a different thing, and it unlocks this gate, and this floor trap, and you jump into the floor trap, and then you go into a few other areas, and then all of a sudden, it's funny because it's this like really eerie hallway, and it's a super 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 long hallway, and then you're walking, and all of a sudden it's similar to the parking lot area. Once we went in the hallway, all of a sudden the one meat eating creature starts chasing you.
Yeah, like the weird
Very
fucking tall red guy.
Yeah. So take that scenario, but like ultimate form of the smiley face one,
Yeah,
but it's broken though, because you only like I guess you'd have to use the jelly stuff, the moth goo or whatever they call it to
yeah,
get
yeah.
the
Speed
nature
boost.
sprint. Yeah, because the issue is if you don't have the speed boost, man, you'll die every you run out of energy and it catches up with you, kills you. And then on top of it, while you're running down the hallway, there's obstacles in the way, so you have to you have to follow a path,
Oh
or else
god.
it will stop you and then you'll die. But like, dude, like what would happen is, uh, it was like at the starting, it was terrifying, but by the end, you're just like, it killed the terror part of it, because what's happened is you'd get to a certain point, run out of energy, you'd die, and then
Oh yeah.
you'd go through a door, and then sometimes though your stamina wouldn't come back, so like Kyle died probably, no joke, probably 30 times in that hallway.
Really? Like my brother or
Yeah.
Strem?
Oh, sorry, Strem. So you'd like the joke that the I get flash, spawn die, spawn. That was like the equivalent of what happened to both me and Kyle.
So and you guys didn't have the moth jelly for any of that.
No,
Yeah,
no.
maybe
So it
that
was
is
just,
the intended purpose. Yeah.
oh, 100%, yeah, 100%. But it's just like Yeah, you have to really be perfect, or else you're spending literally 5 minutes of spawning and dying.
Huh.
And it was like for me, what was happening for me is it would happen every second time. So every second death, I would have no energy. I would take like three walking footsteps, and then I would die. And it's just like like a it's almost the best way I think to put it is it's like four of those faces, but a giant one and then four little ones, but a little bit more mutated looking, creepy looking.
Oh.
But yeah, just like, oh, that's terrifying. Oh, we gotta go. And then all of a sudden you're like 10 minutes in and you're just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
just is the door there? Is the door?
Yeah. Let me live already. That's how it started to get with that smiley face guy. Even though that was a fucking bullshit. I don't know.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know if it glitched out for us if we couldn't find like if certain presents weren't spawning. Because I swear we scoured that whole fucking place
Yeah.
when there was only three presents and we couldn't fucking find them. Because
Yeah.
yeah, like for people who don't know, the birthday present guy he creates a maze, and then he you have to find presents within the maze. You have to find I think two presents, and then three presents, and then four presents,
Yeah.
and then you're out. But like he's hunting you in that maze the whole time. If he catches you, you're dead. And like it's just I found it very it was scary and cool at first, but then it's like it got very fucking annoying after a while
Yeah.
because it was just like where the fuck do I go?
Yeah. It's such a weird thing because it's it, as I feel like it's such a stressful thing as a developer making a horror game
Yeah.
because it's like you're trying to find that right balance because like if you make it too hard you actually end up killing the immersion and the experience.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah.
then when people are like, okay, well, I don't want to kill the immersion,
Yeah.
I want to have it, then what do people do? They say, well, the game's fucking too easy. Oh, it was a little, most people would say, oh, it was kind of scary, but it's super easy.
Yeah.
Well, it's like you either get really difficult and the scare factor getting drained right out real quick, or they make it so you make good progress and have a consistent terrifying experience.
Yeah.
Like that's how it should have went. It should have that creature should have been way slower.
Yeah.
But then
Or
again,
something.
so yeah, something. Now here's the other thing too. We were playing on easy, and easy mode you get infinite lives.
True. Yeah,
On
exactly.
medium you get I think 10 lives, and then I think 5 for hard. So
Right.
maybe that might have changed things up, but
But
I think I would still lose that factor of I think it would go away, that
yeah.
scariness
Well, there's
because
that,
it's
but I
like
think it was also just a little bit too much. Like two you gotta find two presents, then three, then four. Just have it as
yeah,
like five presents and then you're done. Like there's just it's just you spend so much time and every time they respawn it's like okay, this is getting old.
yeah,
So I and also like I said, the one time I swear that it glitched and something didn't spawn because I checked the whole fucking place and we couldn't find that one
oh, I
until
know,
it reset,
yeah,
and it's like it was very annoying. And I was telling Kyle the problem I had with that game so far, and we had to quit because it was getting late that day.
yeah, yeah,
But like I said, like that sewer level, it was just like to me that level is just a little bit convoluted. And there's one thing I don't like in horror games very much is backtracking. I fucking hate that.
yeah,
I don't like that kind of puzzle where I gotta fucking go and find something and then I gotta go backtrack through everything and then I gotta go find something else and then like the way they did that maze where you go through that maze of doors and at the
yeah,
end you need bolt cutters. So if you didn't have the bolt cutters, you gotta undo your whole maze. You gotta go back through, and then you would have to go find the bolt cutters and go back through, and it's just and you're slow in that area, and you can't get to all the areas because you have to be on either in the water or you have to be out of the water on a certain side. It's just
mhm,
nothing is easy to get it to in the sewers. And it's very I find it very convoluted. So
yeah.
I did not enjoy the sewers very much.
Yeah, and you know what I'm really curious about too is like it was like the whole bolt cutter situations. I had the bolts.
Yeah.
bolt cutter. But like, what happens if you start in that area? Are they going to give you those bolt cutters right in the main area, or are they expecting you to backtrack all the way back to the first level somehow? And
I
if that's the
I would
case,
hope not.
and you, yeah, and then at that, if that's the case, then technically, like you would have to backtrack into the parking lot, do that parking lot puzzle, go through, take the elevator, get into the office, unlock the office, and then oh man, jeez,
Oh, I know it'd be a fucking shit show. But
yeah,
I said like I like horror, but I like honestly a good linear experience when it comes to horror
yeah,
because it's just like I like puzzles, that's fine, but I don't want them to be I don't want the puzzle to be like you need an item and you gotta go fucking walk miles to go find it and then come back here miles. It's just it wastes your fucking time at that point. Whereas
mm,
like a nice like more linear style is like Village or the Outlast games. They're slightly open, but they're linear. They are linear. There's
yeah,
there's optional paths that you can look into and there's little extras you can unlock, but the experience is pretty linear.
hmm.
But
I think, and that's like Resident. I think Resident Evil does a pretty good job. Even like you go back, and I know you. I don't think you've played Remake One, but like Remake One, I think was a good,
yeah,
a
I
great thing. Like there's like a sense of like, um, there's a part where you have to collect like four masks: see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, or sense no evil, or something like that. Somewhere around those. But anyways, the masks you had to kind of go back and forth in the one area. However, though, when you're getting the masks, you're progressively getting further exploring the map, sort of thing. So it's like
yeah.
you get like two things out of it. So like you're rewarded, and it feels rewarding to collect those. It doesn't feel like you said where it's just like I don't feel like it doesn't feel like the outcome
Yeah.
or the reward isn't as big as I want it to be.
Well, it's
There's a
just it's just boring. Like when you're
yeah.
backtracking to actually do something, or you're like exploring a new area, or you're getting something,
Mhm.
and like, but what really off put me for the sewer level was you're backtracking through a fucking puzzle.
Yeah.
Any good game, when you do a puzzle, they make a shortcut after. It's like, okay, you solved the puzzle. Now there's this door you opened from the other side, so you can just walk right through the puzzle again.
Yeah.
You don't have to solve it again. That's that's what a good game would do. But it's like
Mhm.
backtracking through puzzles. Fuck,
Yeah.
it's just bullshit because it was already fucking enough of a puzzle to get through it. That should be
Mhm.
enough. So I don't know. I didn't like that, but I do like more of those linear. I like puzzles in the games, but I don't like the idea of having to backtrack all the time for a puzzle because it's like, oh, you missed like a fucking little thing on like level 2. It's like, no, that's too much. That's too much. Like,
Yeah.
just scare the fuck out of me. Let me slide some blocks in place, and we're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I did play Remake One on the GameCube
Oh,
back
you
in
did.
back in the day. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I played it
okay.
back in the day, and I don't think I ever beat it. I
Yeah,
I don't I don't
that's fair.
I don't remember how far I got, to be honest.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that was definitely a solid game. Definitely better than the OG like quality of life shit. But it's still a take control primitive game.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's it
Again,
it's playable though. It's playable. It's not like shit.
exactly. Yeah.
It's not like total dog shit. So
Again, I would like to. It'd be interesting to see that game in yeah a third perspective, a third person.
oh yeah,
Be really interesting.
I'm sure they'll
I don't
have
know.
I'm sure they'll have a remake coming eventually.
Well, yeah, I'm curious on how far they're going to go with the remakes. Like, if you have two, three, and they're working on four right now, like, what is the next thing? Some
Remake
people
7.
are, yeah, yeah. Well, like one person was like, "Do you think they might remake five?" It's like, dude, no. That like five is right. I could see four being remade, but five, I think five is still too new of a game.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
I
and
I,
the,
I could see it either. to be honest.
Yeah, and the controls I feel like are decent enough. It literally comes down to if they want to just update remake one to the same more fluid experience,
Yeah.
and then after that, like the only other games I could think of would be doing, well, I would say Code Veronica, and then just package Outbreak maybe with remake one of the remake games. I don't know. I guess you could make it its own game, just like it originally was. But yeah, those are the two games that really to me are left is Code Veronica and Code Veronica,
And the first
Outbreak,
one,
and first one. Yeah, three three games.
Outbreak File 2.
Oh yeah.
The game that the cover always freaked me out.
Oh yeah. Was that the elephant,
No, it's
or was it that? Or
no
was it the
that
sewers?
the sewer, the guy with his hand
Oh
reaching out going like ah!
yeah, yeah,
I'm like, ooh, that guy's dead as fuck.
yeah.
I'm like, Mila
Oh.
Jovovich can't even save him. But yeah. No, it's yeah. Well, I'm excited to see what this next year of the podcast brings us, and
Hmm.
hopefully get some new guests and some new people on. And it's been it's been good though. It's been good to see the support, honestly.
Yeah,
And I've had some people like Justin was saying too. He's like, fuck, you've been grinding for a year. That's crazy. I'm like,
yeah,
I
man.
know.
You you you, you put some good dedication into this, man.
I'm
You
like
really
man.
did.
I'm like, man, I haven't. I didn't even think about like. I remember looking up the year thing, and I'm like, I thought it was like the near the end of December or something, but it was like
Mm.
no. I looked at my first upload. It was December 2nd, so that would have meant
Dang.
that it was it was literally the 1st of December that we would have recorded. So I'm like, holy fuck! I'm
Mhm.
like, it's been that long. That's insane. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, like I said, it's cool to see the consistency coming in, and um, again, there's some guests that I want to have on, and some other people, and hopefully it can only go up from here, and yeah, make some new friends along the way, and it's there's been, like I said, there's been a few like people that I know have been watching consistently, so I always hear their little feedbacks and stuff, and it's
yeah,
it it's it's cool to hear from them. And obviously there's more things I've been talking about with the channel I wanted to do, and then even with the podcast, I wouldn't mind adding video to it or something, adding a face cam to it. It wouldn't be anything
oh yeah.
crazy. It wouldn't be anything crazy or anything, but
Mhm.
it's something I'd like to add for the video version, just to kind of spice it up a little bit. But that'll be that's a whole nother thing I have to figure out, and figure out how I want to do that, and
Yeah,
how I could share if if you had a webcam, how could I add it to my stream
yeah,
and stuff like
yeah.
that. So I'd have to figure that stuff out if I was gonna go that way. So
Mhm.
and then if I had guests whether they'd want to share their screen or whatnot. That's why a lot of people use like Zoom and stuff like that for video, but I'm like, I'm not using Zoom. Fucking I used Zoom at work during COVID, and I wanted to kill myself. It's stupid, and like you have to set up times on Zoom. No, I just want to join a Discord call. No, not on Zoom. On Zoom, you have to say like, I have a call at 1:15, and then it'll say you have a call at 1:15, and you join your call. It's like, and
Yeah,
yeah, you can set your call for 5 minutes from now, but still you have to set a time. The idea that I can't just like phone somebody on Zoom, it's like, Jesus Christ. Like, my God, America's imploding. Also, I
yeah,
noticed you switched your Discord server icon to the Doom guy.
yeah. I just figured I did some editing yesterday with Discord there.
Yeah.
Kind of changed up the channels a little bit, stuff like that.
And you switched your profile picture to Big Lebowski.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I kind of reminisce. But I was talking to TK and stuff and talking about movies and stuff. I was kind of reminiscing over The Big Lebowski. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Originally, what I was trying to do, but I don't, I feel like we use Discord quite a bit. And I was going to talk to D-Man about it, but like they have that whole Nitro thing kind of helps out towards the channel and stuff like that, I think.
yeah,
Uh, but like
yeah.
I
But
was
you can
at
use emotes and shit too.
Yeah, yeah, and you can actually have GIF images for your avatar. And and there's a few that I was trying to do, but then I realized, oh, I needed Nitro to have the GIF image. But there's like one, the first one I was looking at, it was McReady from The Thing, where after he's having his drink or whatever, and it's a chess board, or sorry, the chess game on the computer, and the game wins, and he goes, cheating bitch, and he pours the drink on the
Yeah,
fucking keyboard and shirts it out. Yeah, I was gonna originally I was trying to have that as my profile picture. I thought it was funny, but then of course it didn't work, so I found this sucker and a pretty good picture.
yeah. Oh, for sure. They, yeah, they gotta unlock something behind a paywall, right?
Yeah, and I
That's
get it. Like like the amount of server, you mean like
yeah,
anyone can make a Discord server.
yeah.
If it's got to make money
They
somehow.
have to make money somehow.
Yeah.
Their money has to come from somewhere.
Yeah. And I think again, I'm going to talk to D Man because I think he has Nitro. I think I think he has his own channel. I'm not too sure, but
Well, probably he's
I
gotta have
swear
somewhere
he
for
had
all
it.
that furry porn.
Here, because yeah, I think his profile came up.
Speaking of furry porn, I gotta show you this chick I met on Bumble.
Jesus. Oh, God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When I click
Listen,
on
it's
his
Monday,
thing,
cocksucker.
server boosting since May 2022. Subscriber something since
What
February.
is he? That's Dylan.
Yeah,
What is he boosting?
but it must be some kind of server.
I will kill that motherfucker if he is if he's being a simp. I gotta kill him because
No, I think
that's my
from
job.
my yeah, I think actually no, he has his own servers. And like cuz you get quite a bit of extra stuff out of boosting servers, eh? You get like like how like we sometimes stream
Yep.
content and stuff like oh I'm going to show you this. And if you look, right, there's a lock of like we only get 720p. But if you get like if you boost the servers to a certain point, then you get like 1080, you get
Right.
1440p, I think, and stuff like that. So depending on the server he's on or whatever, it could beneficial. And again, he uses the computer quite a bit. So
Yep. 4K furry porn. It enables the 4K. But yeah, nope. Yeah, that might be something to look into in the future and stuff. If you're gonna use it, if you're not gonna use it,
yeah,
whatever. I mean, I probably wouldn't use it, but like if somebody's gonna
mhm.
use it, whatever.
Yeah.
But now I'm wondering why he doesn't have a GIF image for his profile picture. Then,
It looks like his own. He drawed his own image or something.
well, he should just keyframe it, make it animated.
Yeah.
I'll kill
Yeah,
him.
maybe.
I'm serious.
He definitely did the theme. I can tell when you click on his thing, he has like a two-tone color system, and I know that I think it's also Nitro because mine's just gray and looks like the top part's brown. The fuck? Ah, whatever. Banner color. Oh, cool. Brown.
Two town.
Why?
Oh, oh yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah, see Nitro, and then
Oh,
there's a bunch of stuff you can throw at it.
oh, he's got his Christmas hat on now on his dragon. How come he didn't
Yeah.
like? I put my GIF in there of crocodile smoking a cigar, and he didn't even like it. Muriwara. That's one thing I kept doing when I got my straw hat down in Mexico. I kept on sending videos to Kyle, going, uh, 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 uh. It's been a long time,
Dude, that's it's funny
Muriwara.
because I got that one. It's like a Federo slash straw hat, and it's like the only time I ever wore it was in Mexico. As soon as I got home, it just I don't
Yeah.
think I have it anymore. I think it got destroyed or something. I don't know, but it's just like once I got back from Mexico, I didn't ever use it again.
Well,
It's just a Mexico thing.
when you're down there, it feels right. It feels right wearing that hat, and
Yeah,
you kind of fit in, and it is nice protection for the sun.
yeah,
When we were on the fucking catamaran, like the boat, holy Christ, I thank God they have strings on those hats to save it around your neck because it blew off so many times in the wind,
yeah.
caught some crazy gusts. And the one thing also I'm thankful for is that I did bring my glasses, my nice polarized ones,
Oh
because
yeah,
holy fuck is it bright down there. I remember like taking off my glasses on the boat to look at the shutter in my camera more closely, and
yeah.
I couldn't see. I couldn't see looking around. I'm like, I had to squint. I'm like, it's so fucking bright out here. Like this is fucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll have to show you guys some of the pictures and put them on Facebook and stuff. I got a bunch from my DSLR, so
You should try much tequila while you're down there.
I drank a bunch of different ones. I couldn't tell you what they were called. Most
Mhm.
of the time I was pissed drunk, but I did bring some home for us to all try.
Yeah.
We got
And am I not wrong that you can like tequila for my if I remember it was cheap down there. Not only is it cheap down there, but like uh it's good.
yeah. Yeah, it's definitely cheaper. I remember I go out of like my I go to my room and be like the guy would be like, "Yeah, yeah, you want a drink or something?" He's like, okay, 2 tequila shots or what? I'm like, oh no, no, no. I'm like I'm fucking dying right now.
Yeah.
It's but the nice thing is they have like the resort we were at had the built-in like Starbucks essentially. It was called the Nuke, and it was like their own little coffee shop, but they made premium like whatever you wanted, Starbucks style. Like I got
Oh
like the
wow.
caramel frappuccino and shit every morning. I'd be like, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm getting my money's worth.
Fuck yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting Troy's money's worth. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was fucking awesome, dude. I remember the one. It was like the second day, and somebody told me about it. I'm like, there's a coffee shop here. Like, yeah, you can get whatever you want. Ice frap, fucking latte, hot chocolate, whatever you want. I'm like, holy fuck, I'm getting like a caramel frappuccino every day, and it was fucking good. But yeah, like a lot of the tequila that I had down there was good. It did not, and I did that. I was telling you that I did that the honorary Mexican shot,
Yeah.
where it's like their flag, where it's red, red, white, and green.
Green.
So
Yeah.
it's like you do like I think it's the hot sauce first or whatever. Or
Yeah.
yeah, it's like hot sauce is the red, and then you do the lime. Or no, you do tequila and then the lime. And I was like, that was fucking awful. But also, it made me realize how big of pussies my coworkers are when it comes to hot sauce, though, because they thought like,
Yeah, you were saying.
yeah, the greens when we did the fish tacos and stuff from that the guy by the pool, like
Yeah.
everybody had the green sauce. They were like dying. They're they're like it's so hot, and I had the red sauce, which was the hotter sauce, and like no problem. I'm fucking good. This is mild. I felt like a
Yeah.
little bit of an afterburn, a little bit, and that's only because there was quite a bit of seeds in it. But like I'm like, and they had just essentially they had jalapeno. The green shit I think was just jalapeno. Mine was like habanero, I think, a little bit more shit added to it, but
Oh.
it was not bad at all. But
Huh.
yeah. And yeah, there was some other cool stuff. I would have kind of liked to go fishing. That would have been fun, but it was like 150 US, so I was like, oof. I'm like I don't have the funds for that right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But one of my coworkers, Amanda, she got like a fucking a marlin that was like twice the size of her, and she like it was 150 pounds, and she reeled it in by herself. I'm like, wow,
Wow.
like that's impressive. Like all the guys that went on that trip, they uh they had like the guy that owned the fishing boat. He kind of assisted in the reel, but Amanda was like adamant she wanted to do it herself. So she ended up doing it herself. So that's a big fish to, Obviously, she
Yeah.
didn't bring it in herself because nobody
Yeah.
can bring that in themselves. 150-pound fucking swordfish. You know.
Yeah.
Well, it was a blue marlin. So
Mhm.
I'm sure you've seen those things before, hey?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they can skewer you pretty good. So
Oh
I
yeah.
I definitely would have liked to gotten one of those. And then the other thing that they got was like the Maki Maki. Okay, that's not right. Kids don't Google Maki Maki. But maybe that's not what they call it. I don't know. I'm thinking Muka Muka, but that's a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card. But yeah, it's essentially a big tuna, but the Mexicans call it like Maki Maki or something. It's like their own Spanish word for it. So, but that's
Mhm.
what Troy caught. It was fucking huge too. So, but they did good. I would have liked to have done that, but I'm like, yeah, then I would have had to been up at like 5 a.m. to go fishing, and
The other thing too is
you
I guess you're not too bad with boat. I'm just curious on how you'd be on a boat in the ocean
well,
because some people get sick really bad.
yeah, I never got sick. I was on the catamaran, so we did that. We did that boat out to the ocean a little bit, and it was like you definitely need some sea legs. Holy fuck, the waves get pretty intense and the swells get pretty crazy. So I definitely was getting knocked around a bunch, but I never got sick.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, and I'll tell everybody on here listening right now, I even snorkeled.
Woo!
The guy who said he would have nothing to do with snorkeling doesn't like
Yeah.
snorkeling. We'll never do it.
Oh,
And I went snorkeling because it turns out
yeah.
snorkeling is just floating on your stomach.
Yeah. What did you think it was?
Well, I was expecting more of a Jacques Cousteau experience, getting under the water and
Oh, yeah, that's more like is that not
that
more
that's
like
that's scuba diving.
yeah,
But
yeah.
still, I didn't realize how small a snorkel is. Like I thought snorkeling was more like a longer air hose,
Oh,
essentially scuba diving without an air tank, just a
yeah, I get
just
you.
just an
I
air line. But no,
oh,
it's
yeah.
literally just putting on a fucking face mask,
Yeah. Yeah.
a face
Did
mask,
you
and then
see
looking.
did you see sea turtles and stuff like that?
I did actually, from what everybody was telling me, it was actually a pretty terrible place to go snorkeling.
Oh,
I had nothing to compare it to, so it was what
yeah,
it was
fair.
for me. But like I
Yeah.
never saw any sea turtles. I just saw like these things that looked like they're from Finding Nemo, and then some coral and anemones or whatever they're called, and a
It's
couple. Yeah,
still kind of a neat sight in the end of the day.
yeah, it's neat to see.
Yeah.
A couple of the coolest ones I saw were like little puffer fishes, like
Oh, that's cool.
little mini guys. But they're sticking. And then I almost I almost floated near like the rocks and the coral, and I'm like, nope, nope. I'm like, I gotta backpedal. I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step on a rockfish. You're gonna have to take me to the hospital.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Look, all I'm saying here, this was my number one predator. Okay, you gotta you gotta understand. I'm a man of constant sorrow. Where is it? What the fuck? That's not it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there we go. Look at this. Look at this shit. Everybody else, Google rockfish. See, this is the guy. This is the guy. That's the guy.
Oh, Jesus
That's the one that
Christ.
I'm gonna step on and get killed
Ugh.
because they're like extremely venomous, and they can kill you within like minutes. So
Thing looks like it's mad.
yeah, it does look
It just,
angry,
it just looks angry. Yeah.
and like they can blend in with their shit. Like you got this one, like look at that. Like you would not even know he's there.
No.
Stone. Are they called rockfish or I guess they're called stonefish.
Wow.
Yeah, they're fucking freaky, and they.
Are they around Mexico or?
I don't know, but I just assume they're everywhere in the ocean. Or I'll be the one that gets killed by a big grouper. Wouldn't that be funny? Those grouper fish get pretty big. But yeah, either way, it was a fun trip, and I'll probably talk more in depth about it next week or something.
Yeah.
Get some good stories out there. You know, like somebody getting their phone taken away. Oh
gosh, yeah.
Great story. Where's my thing? There it is. But yeah, that's really all I had for this week. I just wanted to basically kind of say that we're still alive. We're still doing this thing. I missed 2 weeks, but I'm back. And yeah, it's been a good year. And here's to another year, and then many more after that. And yeah, thanks to everybody that's been supporting the podcast. And I hope you guys look forward to, in this new year, more content being added to the channel, and just hopefully doing new things with the podcast, and searching out some new and exciting guests. And if anybody has any suggestions on people that either you want to be on here or you think somebody would be interesting, and you know, don't go messaging me saying get Joe Rogan, because he's not going to do it. Don't, you know, it has to be somebody who's reasonable. You know, they got 1,000 subs on YouTube, I might be able to get him on. If they got 6 million subs, probably not. I should message Psycho, see if he'll come on. The potato.
Give her a shot.
The potato man. Shot. I'm like, Psycho, you want to come on? He'll be like, no, actually, I really can't. I'm too busy playing Phasmophobia right now. I have to get to level 8 million.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Psycho at all?
Yeah. Because I would see it sometimes after watching Insomnia or whatever his name is.
Insomnia.
Insomnia. Yeah, I would watch some of his, and then all of a sudden,
Psycho comes up.
Psycho would come on. Yeah,
I played Psycho. I played Phasmophobia with Insom. It did not go so well.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Yeah, I like when those guys play with like the developer CJ and they troll him.
Oh yeah.
They troll him all the time and like fucking get him killed.
That's where I want to try. I want to try that. What the heck is it called? Void or Voil game or whatever on Steam. I was talking about it earlier, where fucking one person plays as the possessed demon that has to kill the priests and stuff.
Right. Yes, that'd be fun.
Yeah. They all 3 of those guys played that.
Yeah, I think they all played it together. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. But yeah, again, thank you everybody for watching. And yeah, we're going to get more people, more things. Remember to follow the podcast on all social media. Links are in the description below. And I will see you next week. We're getting close to Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
See you then.
See you guys.
Bye.